here we go into Champ Select. So on the blue side, we have Team Alpha the Omega, and on the red side, we have Team MVP. And it looks like they banned the LeBlanc once again on Janka. Janka looking like very good on those assassins, and they're banning out the Fiora for Buck Wild, so they do not want to go against that again. So maybe Hellbane looking to play something different than Taric top lane this game. Sejuani banned once again. We saw that in game 1, so it looks like Alpha the Omega is going for pretty much the same bans as they did game 1. And the Shen banned out as well, so once again that's banned out for Buckwild. They do not want him on Shen. And the Azir banned as well, so once again a same ban as game 1 over on the side of Alpha the Omega. They do not want Janka on those hard carry champions in the mid lane. And they're actually taking the Warwick away from Barnabas Hale. Kind of surprising there. But they do not want to see him on that Warwick again. So it'll be interesting to see what Alpha the Omega goes here. Looks like they're prioritizing the Jarvan. Unsurprising, he has been the first pick in most games here in the split. So they're looking for the early game pressure that he provides, and also the late game ability to trap carries and dive. And it looks like Hellbane is going for the Taric top lane, and that might be an Ezreal jungle on the side of Team MVP. So that could either be Taric top lane or Taric support. I never know anymore. I can't make predictions, but it does look like an Ezreal jungle being on Reformed Ropey. They're going to respond with a Maokai here. Unclear as to whether that's going to be put onto Barnabas or Buckwild, so we'll have to see which one goes where. But they do have the Jarvan and the Maokai locked in, looking for more of a front line than they did last game. Let's see what Porter picks here. They want him on that Syndra again, which is a great pick. He did really well last game on that pick, so unsurprising there for them to prioritize that and grab it. And they weren't able to ban out the Orianna like they were last game, so Janka's able to snatch up the Orianna to counter out that Syndra and maybe control her through lane. And they ban out the Lulu, trying to get the Ardent Sensor supports that are completely broken out of the way, which Lulu is included in. So once again, a Lulu ban coming out on the side of Team MVP. And the Braum ban, maybe a target ban coming out there. That could be a target ban, or it could just be they don't want them to have the front line of something like Braum, where he's able to block out ranged attacks and also block out the Jarvan EQ combo and the Scatter the Weak from the Syndra. So maybe a smart ban there. And they also ban out the Zac as well, like they did in game 1. So, and the Jano is banned out on the other side, so they do not want them taking these Ardent supports with the ability to disengage. And the Draven was also picked up, so they're looking for a very high damage on the side of Team MVP. And the Tristana picked in response to outrange him later on, but Draven does have the advantage early game, so maybe they might be looking to scale here. They are a very late game oriented team with the Syndra, Maokai, and Jarvan, so Tristana fits right in with that. So we'll see what they pick up here for the support on Slart. And Slart locks in the Morgana, so maybe looking to counter some of that engage from the Taric Dazzle. They do not want him to hard engage, and also the Orianna Shockwave, negating some of the damage onto that Tristana and maybe trying to peel out. So we'll see if that Morgana actually does go Ardent Sensor, or if she goes more for an aggro build with the Zhonya's. So it looks like it is Taric support this game, so we're changing it up. Not a Taric top this game. We do have a Jax top on Hellbane. Reformed Ropey is going to be playing Ezreal Jungle, Orianna for Janka, Flamboozle on Draven, and Icebell on Taric for Team MVP. For Team Alpha the Omega, we have Maokai in the top lane on Buckwild. We have Barnabas Hale on Jarvan 4. We have Porter on Syndra once again. We have XVS 1200 on Tristana, and Slardis Bartfast, the mouthful, on Morgana. So this is looking to shape up to be a pretty interesting game. A lot of skill matchups here. Maokai probably looking to make some plays bot lane, at least in the early game, and try and provide some pressure for that Draven and Taric. It does look like the bot lane for Team MVP is running double heal. They actually have 3 heals on their side. Oh, wait, he might have changed it last second. So, Icebell trolling me a little bit there. So we have Jax in the top lane. We're actually not going to see a double TP like we did last game on the side of Team MVP. Orianna electing instead to go for the heal to maybe counter some of that Syndra burst that she's going to be facing. So this is a very different comp than we saw last game from Team Alpha the Omega. Instead of opting for a heavy damage composition, they are going for a strong front line and a lot of peel for the Tristana. Maybe shifting a lot of their focus to the bot side of the map instead of focusing more in the mid lane. So we'll see how that shapes out for them. However, on the side of Team MVP, they are looking to shut out this game as early as possible. But however, if they do get into late game, they have the Jax, they have the Ezreal, and they have the Orianna to completely just decimate the enemy team. The Draven is going to be outscaled slightly by the Tristana just because of range. Him being farther up than the Tristana in team fights is going to be a little tricky because they do have the Maokai and Jarvan able to dive onto him and scatter the weak for the follow-up. So it'll all depend on whether or not Morgana hits a binding on somebody. They do have a lot of pick potential on that side. However, I do think that the immense amount of damage coming out from the side of Team MVP is going to prove to be huge in this matchup. If Jax is able to get a lead early, it's going to be really hard for them to handle him on the side of Team Alpha the Omega. So we got about a minute until we get loading into this game, and this is shaping to be a good game too. Like I said, Team MVP is up 1-0 in this series. It's a best of 3. So we will be loading into game 2. Team MVP looking to close it out, and Team Alpha the Omega looking to get a game 3 opportunity here. I really dislike how the summoner spells are cut off on this side. I can't even see them on my own client. That's not just the stream. That's actually my full client is on the stream. So I can see part of them, like little bits of them. It's like you can see heal is here, smite is here. That doesn't look like flash. That might be an ignite on the Ezreal. Teleport, exhaust. Is that exhaust? Or is that? Yeah, that could be exhaust. Alright, so Taric did take the exhaust. Ezreal does have ignite, so maybe looking to make something happen in the early game against the Jarvan, maybe looking to invade him and take him out early, setting him back and prohibiting him from getting the pressure that Jarvan provides. Ezreal starting top side here, Jarvan starting in the bottom side, and it looks like Tarek and Draven may be looking to cheese them from the tri-bush as they get into lane. Draven moving up here towards mid, and they might be looking just to set up some harass here, or maybe get an idea of where they're starting. And Draven going in, he actually stole the red buff. Flamboozle stealing red buff, and he is maybe caught out here. He burns heal. The binding misses, so he might be out scotch-free. And that's a huge play for Team MVP to steal the red buff from the Jarvan and set him back quite a bit. They did, however, actually they got heal and exhaust out of the bot lane and took the Draven's flash and heal to do it. But maybe a worth play on this, definitely a worth play on the side of Team MVP and Flamboozle to steal that red buff, and now he has a huge advantage in bot lane early. And we saw last game how aggro Flamboozle likes to play, so on the Draven, that can prove to be either detrimental or incredibly fruitful. So we will see what kind of game happens now that he has red buff on the Draven. Binding actually hits, he drops an axe. So he's got to use some mana to get the axes back. And another binding hit by the Morgana, so she's able to lock out this Draven. It's pretty, one of the things about playing Draven, and Ezreal coming in with the, oh, he gets the ignite out, and he's actually able to pick up the kill. So he was able to just completely burst her down. So that was a big play on the side of Alpha the Omega. Or, sorry, rather, I'm used to it being opposite. Team MVP on the Ezreal there to pick up the kill mid lane on the Syndra. So Ezreal does have a big advantage right now as far as XP is concerned. He's up 2 levels on Jarvan. Jarvan actually just getting level 3, so now only 1 level. But that stealing the red buff play ended up being really beneficial for Team MVP. And Draven able to pick up the kill after the stand aside in the bot lane. Wow, this is another game where the early game is just proving to be really difficult for Team Alpha the Omega. And Hellbane going pretty aggro here, and he actually, wow, the Ezreal able to come in and hit him with the Mystic Shot, picking up the kill onto the Jax with the empowered auto attack on the W. And we get a Scatter the Weak from Porter to disengage, and some good poke being put out by Porter there. A very strong Syndra showing last game, so I expect the same from him this game. So some more poke coming out from Porter here in the mid lane. Flamboozle electing to go for the lethality build, which is the Tyler 1 special. He's looking to just hit really hard, as opposed to going for the crit build and rushing the... I forgot to turn my music off. Okay. Sorry about that. Flamboozle looking pretty strong here with the Serrated Dirk already completed and just a dagger on the side of SVS. So a pretty big advantage there in the bot lane for Flamboozle as he looks to snowball his lead and just shut down this Tristana and make sure that she can't scale into the late game. And Ezreal looking for a gank here potentially in the bot lane. And we actually get a shockwave from Jenka onto Porter, but Porter once again able to scatter the weak for the disengage and get out safely. So an ulti down in the mid lane. No summoners burn from Jenka, however. Just his shockwave. And oh wow, they were actually able to flash E the Tristana and pick up the kill, even though she tried to rocket jump out. It wasn't in time as they pick up the kill. And Jenka chasing down this Jarvan. Perhaps, oh my goodness, he gets the command attack and he's able to take down the Jarvan despite it being under tower. So big play there by Jenka to take out Jarvan. And Barnabas Hale just trying to get some XP there and try and get back into it as far as farm and XP is concerned. He actually is out farming the Ezreal, but the Ezreal has been a part of 3 kills. And he's also picking up Dragon as we speak. So reformed Ropey looking really good on Ezreal. Another aggressive jungler. So he is playing super well in these 2 games. Looking for some vision control here in the bot lane in that tri bush. Barnabas Hale picking up red buff. And we have Flamboozle, perhaps a little exposed here. Slark probably looking for the binding, and he hits it. No follow-up, however, from XVS, as XVS is just trying to gain back some of the CS that he's lost so far in this matchup. Hellbane just looking for the farm lane here in the top lane as he picks up the Cole and the longsword with his back. He's and actually he gets hit by the shockwave and he's taken out despite him hitting the Scatter the Weak onto the Orianna. The Ezreal able to pick up the kill with the Mystic Shot. Very well played by Team MVP there. Flamboozle playing aggressively. He actually gets caught out here under the tower by the Morgana binding, and he burns heal. Ezreal, however, flanking, able to pick up the kill, and he probably, yeah, he picks up a double here. So that red buff Ezreal coming up huge here in the bot lane. Once again, in the right place at the right time. 5-0 here early game on the Ezreal. That is going to be a very daunting task to overcome for Team Alpha the Omega. Porter perhaps looking to make something happen here in the mid lane. He does have his ultimate available. And he flash scattered the weak, but he did not get the ball. And he actually is able to pick up the kill. So a kill over to Porter here in the mid lane as he kills Jenka with his full combo. Porter perhaps a little exposed now because he has no summoners available. And he also has no ultimate, so maybe Ropey might be looking to make something happen there, but it looks like he's just looking to farm. Ice Bell does roam mid to hold the lane. It looks like they might be going for pressuring the mid as they took out the top, or the bottom tower, rather. Ice Bell taking some heavy poke from the Syndra, however. Morgana looking for the binding, but instead finds a minion. And Flamboozle showing up in the mid. And Taric ulti is being dropped here. Flamboozle's looking for Slart. He flashes over the binding. And Jack's coming in. Hellbane able to pick up the kill. Flamboozle's still looking for Porter. And he's able to take him out with ease. Icebell looking for Barnabas. And he actually hits him with the... Wow. He hit him with the stand aside and was able to slow him. So that Ice Bell could hit the dazzle on him. Great play by Team MVP there. And once again, they're just looking to snowball this early game out of control and out of Team Alpha the Omega's reach. Hellbane and Ropey may be looking for something top lane. Malphite could smell it, and he backs out. And they're actually going for this. Buckwild does burn his ultimate. Ropey's still looking to make a play, but unable to hit the Mystic Shot. So he's just going to back out. They did get Buckwild's flash, however. So perhaps not a complete waste of time there. And okay, Flamboozle got hit with Scatter the Weak there, but they did not have the follow-up damage to actually make something happen there. He gets hit by the binding. Porter may be looking to ult here. Yep, Porter does ult, and Draven is taken down. So that is a kill over to Porter on the Syndra, as he's looking for another good score and another good game on that Syndra. Porter looking very strong in the mid lane for Team Alpha the Omega. And we have a True Shot Barrage coming out from Ezreal, but they're able to get out of there with the rocket jump. So a little overextension there, but the capability of an escape was there. Ropey actually getting caught out here. He does not have flash. He took Ignite, so he is trapped in after using his Arcane Shift. And actually, Draven, he actually picks up the kill with his ultimate there. So pretty big onto Flamboozle there as he picks up the kill on the Draven. And they're just looking to shove mid down. Ultimate getting dropped so Jenka doesn't get taken down by that tower. And here is a 7k gold lead on the side of Team MVP here at 13 minutes. This game very quickly snowballing out of control. If you look at the map, you can see that the top side of the river is being completely controlled by Team MVP. Alpha the Omega not having many wards anywhere. Their only pink being in the bot tri-bush. So it has been very difficult for them to lay out any type of vision because of the fear of Ezreal catching them out, and also the fear of just the fact that they're so behind in each lane, apart from mid, once again. XVS is going to be taken down by the red buff and Ignite and his red smite. That is a lot of damage over time coming out from that Ezreal. And Flamboozle does not care that Syndra has ultimate. He is just shredding through that Morgana. And Porter actually picks up another kill. So Porter looking pretty good right now. Looking like he wants to be the carry for Alpha the Omega this game. Ropey looking to make something happen on the Barnabas, but does not quite have the damage to take him out fully. He's still going for this. He actually picks up the kill on the Barnabas, despite Barnabas looking like he was out and at safety. But he's going to be taken down by XVS as the Ori Shockwave does get used. XVS able to pick up a kill there. So XVS's first kill, not quite out of it yet. Looking like he wants to get back into this game and maybe farm up a little bit. Hellbane getting pretty low in the top lane, but he is Jax and he does have lifesteal, so he might be able to just sustain back. Or he's just going to go back to base. Looks like he's going for the safe play here. Buckwild going to try and push this out, deny him some XP. As Slart is looking to clear some vision in the river, but unable to do so as he is by himself, and there is an Orianna waiting to protect that pink ward. So once again, another instance of them not being able to clear out vision because of the amount of map pressure that Team MVP has. And they're looking for the dragon here. Ice Bell's just going to be able to spam his Q. As much as he gets those bravado-empowered auto attacks off, his Q will be available. And oh my goodness, Flamboozle is just dishing out the damage right now. Able to take down. He's going for Porter, and Porter gets the ulti off, but unable to take down Flamboozle. Flamboozle getting really low there, but he's still able to pick up the kill, however. So, big play there. They do pick up the dragon as well. So they have an Infernal and a Cloud Drake to help with rotations and late game damage. And Janka looking to bait Buckwild, and a Shockwave able to take him out. So good bait there by Janka as he saw the Ezreal coming. It just looks like Team MVP is snowballing this game due to communication and vision in the early game. They're just able to snowball these games out of control. And there's not a lot that Team Alpha the Omega can do about it. Reform Ropey still in that bot side jungle, just looking to get some damage on the Slart. And he actually does a lot there. He might be looking to pick up this kill, and he does with the Mystic Shot. So another kill onto that Ezreal. Now 9 kills onto Ezreal and 7 kills onto the Draven. So they are looking really strong right now. They also have a 12k gold lead for Team MVP, up 20-7, 4 towers to none. This is looking very bleak for Team Alpha the Omega. Hellbane stealing some XP there from the Jarvan. Jarvan hasn't been able to get back in the game since that red buff was stolen at the very first minute. He hasn't been able to do much of anything because he's just been out-pressured by this Ezreal. Hellbane looking to fight Buckwild. And he is shredding him apart. And the Draven was like, no, that's my kill. I'm the AD carry here, not you. So give me that kill. As he picks up his 8th kill on the Draven with his lethality, he's going to be shredding through every single person on the side of Team Alpha the Omega, as none of them have really picked up armor apart from the Maokai and the Jarvan picking up the Ninja Tabi. And there's 2 ultimates going down for the Ezreal as Cataclysm and Unleashed Power both go down for Porter and Barnabas. And the rest of the team just looking to close this out. Baron hasn't even spawned yet. Buckwild looking to make something happen here. We have the ultimate dropped from Taric. Taric looking to sustain Flamboozle through this fight. Buckwild may be tanky, but he is just getting shredded by Flamboozle. And the Black Shield able to block out the... Wow. Jenka's damage is unreal. And this might be the end of the game. This might be the end of game 2. So a very dominating performance by Team MVP as they close out game 2 in just 19 minutes. A very impressive showing by Team MVP. So that's the series, I guess. 2-0 for Team MVP. Let's check the graphs here. As you can see, Porter doing the most damage on the side of Team Alpha the Omega, trying to do as much as he could for them, but that Draven just dishing out so much damage with his lethality build, and Ezreal able to also add a lot of AD to their damage. It was just, they just snowballed another game out of control, and there was nothing Alpha the Omega could do about it. So a great game on both sides for them as they move to 2-0 and they win. So very well played by them. I'm gonna see if I can get some people in for a interview. MVP. Alright, looks like we're going to get Porter in here, the mid laner from Alpha the Omega. Porter, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Alright, I just wanted to know what was going through your head as this game was just snowballed out of control on the bot side. How were you able to stay composed and just dish out as much damage and do as much as you could on that Syndra?
I'll just maintaining my composition. A lot of it just comes with consistent knowing that, I don't know, just practice strengthening, I guess. That's the closest I can call it, because when you have a lot of this consistently, or if you have, like, let's say you play with random people, and then they don't do too well, and you
Solo
kind of
queue,
just can't
yeah.
do anything about it. Yeah, solo queue. That's a good example. I just thought unlucky the entire time. I just didn't really pay too much attention to it, and just realized, okay, that guy does a lot of damage. Don't get near him.
Right. I think you performed quite well in both games. Was that Syndra a high priority pick for you, or was it just something that you were looking to play to create some disengage and also just provide some CC for your team?
I play quite a few things, but I picked the Syndra because I think there's a tier list where certain champions will go in different places. So like top tier right now would be something like Orianna, Syndra, and LeBlanc. Those are really powerful champions, and so I was just going down the tier list. That's why we also ban Azir. Because if the other team got that, I wouldn't have fun playing against it because it's a powerful champion right now.
Yeah, that
So I
rework
just
makes
played it
him really
because,
difficult to play against.
yeah, it was just a priority pick.
So, how long has Alpha the Omega been playing together for? Have any of you played together prior to Phoenix League, or is it just like this has just been kind of thrown together?
Actually, we have just been playing during Phoenix League, I think.
So, have you played with any of these guys prior to Phoenix League, or just starting out? Um,
Um, I've played with Barnabas Hale and Slardis Bartfast for a couple of years now, but XVS and Buck Wild I've just recently played with because of Phoenix League.
okay. Well, I think you definitely had a strong showing in both games, so I'm gonna throw a GG your way in both games. Um,
Thank you.
and I wish you the best of luck in the future. Thanks for stopping in for a quick interview,
Thanks
and
for having me.
I hope that your bot lane gets some more synergy and they're able to pressure a little bit more.
I hope to. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Have a good one. So, does anyone from Team MVP want to come and interview at all, or are we just going to call it there and maybe throw it off to another caster for another game, or what? Is anyone from Team MVP in here? Jenka, I see you chatting in Twitch chat. Do you want to come in for an interview? No? Okay. Alright, well, I guess I will call it on my end. It was really cool to do a play-by-play for the first time, though I had no color commentary. So I appreciate everybody stopping in and watching, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks again, guys, for letting me cast, and GG's to both Alpha the Omega and Team MVP.